We're now moving into a presentation, which is the first presentation. It'll be done by Fernando Freitas from Omnium International. He's an associate director with Omnium. I invite him to the stage. He's a highly experienced quantity surveyor with over 18 years experience working in the construction industry. He specializes in high-end and high-rise developments, and having worked on projects such as Burj Khalifa and Jumeirah Beach residences. I invite now Fernando to the stage. Thank you.
Hi there. As Nikki said, my name is Fernando Freitas. I'm an Associate Director at Omnium International. I've been here in Dubai for 12 years now. I'm here today to explain to you a little bit about Omnium and also to give you a short presentation on value engineering, which is why we're here. Okay. So, Omnium International is a winner of a number of awards. We've won the Middle East Consultants Cost Consultancy Company of the Year. We won this in 2015, 2016, and we won the most recent award in 2018. We've been working in Dubai for over 50 years. We have offices here in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Jeddah, Riyadh and Cyprus. We are proud to work with the region's major developers, and we have supported clients on some of the most exciting projects in the world. We are working on or have worked on 4 of the region's megatall towers, and megatall being buildings that are in excess of 600 meters in height. Our history has seen us working on groundbreaking developments, such as the ones you see there. You might recognize the Burj Khalifa, Dubai Mall. We're working on the pavilions at Expo 2020. We worked on Dubai Marina and Dubai Creek Harbour. We're lucky enough to work with these key clients. These are just some of them, but you'll recognise Emaar Properties, ITRA Dubai, Expo 2020, Aldar Properties, just to name a few. Okay, so that was a little bit about Omnium. Now on to the subject of value engineering. And my talk, which is called The Misconception of Value. I'll go through these topics. I'll start with what is value engineering. Nikki touched on this a little before. I'll talk about how best to implement value engineering, the common issues we face, and then I'll talk about how a specialist cost consultant can improve your project. For us, value engineering is one of the most commonly misunderstood processes in the world of construction. And we wonder, has the word value lost its meaning? So let's start with the word value. What does value mean? These are a couple of definitions. I'll read them to you. Value is the importance or worth of something for someone. The regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. It seems simple enough, and the focus is on worth and importance. So, what is value engineering? You would think it would focus on worth and importance. However, when you mention the words value engineering, people commonly think of cost cutting and reducing the cost of building materials. Here are a couple of definitions that I pulled out, and these focus on cost cutting. I'll read you just one. Value engineering promotes the substitution of materials and methods with less expensive alternatives without sacrificing functionality. And whilst it's undeniable that cost-cutting is a fundamental of value engineering, this is just one part of the equation, and we at Omnium believe you should also look about increasing worth and improving function to make our buildings more attractive and more desirable. As such, these quotes really don't capture the essence of value engineering. So at Omnium, we take a slightly more complicated look, and we use the following definition. Value is the ratio of function to cost, and value engineering is a process of reviewing both elements to improve the value of a project. Value can therefore be improved by either enhancing the function, reducing the cost, or elements of both. Value engineering must provide a tangible benefit to the project. Therefore, for us, value is defined as being the product of two components, function and cost. Cost we know about, or at least I hope we do, but function can be a little bit more difficult to pin down. So I've prepared a couple of examples for you. Improved function could be an automated car parking system that allows you to accommodate more vehicles into a limited space. Improved function could be increasing the speed of your lifts so that people don't have to wait in lift lobbies for as long, therefore increasing their experience of your building. No one likes waiting for lifts when they're entering an office building for long periods of time. You can also improve both cost and function at the same time. If you take a fan coil unit and replace it with a more efficient and a fan coil unit with greater life expectancy, the cost benefit is seen with lower life cycle costs. The function benefit would be seen with reduced maintenance, and you have the additional benefits of saving the environment and offering your tenants lower bills. Hopefully, we now have a more common understanding that VE is more than just cost cutting. So let's look at how best we can implement value engineering. The first item is timing. The further you go into a project, the more opportunity is lost. An idea may not be possible to implement if construction is significantly underway and the abortive works required to implement it deem it unpractical. For us, the best time to implement value engineering is as early as possible. You should consider the impact of the change and the detrimental effects on other elements of the building. Changing doors from an American standard to a British standard will produce significant savings. But if the rest of your building is designed around American standards, you could complicate your fire approvals. Tangible benefit. You need to ensure that there is always a tangible benefit to the project. Value engineering can be proposed post-award and on paper may seem like it provides a benefit to the project. However, when you consider the cost of redesigning or the cost associated with the overheads in implementing the change or a delay to the project, it may not have a tangible benefit to the project. Another one, Nikki touched on this and it's a very important one, is cost cutting versus value engineering. We should all be very aware that cheapening materials may cheapen the worth of your building. And if you change marble flooring to ceramic tiles, it will look good on paper and it will save you money, but have you reduced the quality of your building at the same time? The last item on this list is, have you considered everyone? For this one, I'll give you my very first experience of value engineering. It was a tiny school extension in the west of London, and it had a bank-busting budget of 1.5 million dirhams. You don't get much for that today. But surprise, surprise, it was over budget. So being young and enthusiastic, I arranged a VE session. And the first item on my agenda addressed the school extension's round assembly room. It had a large round assembly room with expensive curved brickwork, curved plaster, and curved skirting, amongst a few other curved items. My ingenious idea, or so I thought, was to make the building hexagonal. So I'll remove the need for curved brickwork, have cheaper straight brickwork, straight plaster, straight skirting, and bring the project back in line. My ingenious idea wasn't so well received by the architect. He was outraged. He said I'd ruined his design intent, and he didn't really want to speak to me again. I can only assume he couldn't see my vision. My vision was a nice building that looked like this. However, I'm sure in his mind, it looked more like this. And anyway, this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we as QSs need your help. A QS will give you a square building and one light and a tap if you leave the value engineering up to us. The next section is common issues. I'll just go through these. The first item is non-regionalised specifications. This region is quite common for employers to employ international architects, and they don't always know the local market, and they will specify products that are very common in their part of the world, but they may carry a significant premium in Dubai. And the problems we encounter is whose responsibility is it to find equivalent products at cheaper prices? And you should set this out very early in your contract negotiations. Unrealistic budgets. Design intent does not always match the budget, and if that's the case, you can find very early on that you are forced away from value engineering and straight into cost-cutting exercises. Next up, inefficient designs. As your QS, we carry out benchmarking that can identify things like a heavy structure or a costly MEP design. And whilst we think we're being very helpful, this can sometimes be misconstrued by the designers as criticism of their design. And instead of them working on a solution, they naturally defend their design and either criticize the benchmarking or defend their position. And one last one is buying from the team. Everybody has a different role to play in the project. There are some of us that are there to look after costs and profit, and there are others that are there to look after program or design. If you're there to look after cost or profit, you're very open to value engineering. It's something that is going to improve your cost or improve your profit. If you're responsible for program or design, you may not be so open to it. It's something that could disrupt your program or cause you a lot of additional work. And it's human nature to be resistant. So, how can a specialist cost consultant, someone like Omnium, improve your project? Some of these I've gone across, but I'll summarize them. We can provide you with value engineering ideas at each stage of the design. We can provide you with efficiency data early in the design process. We can share best practice from other projects. And we can provide you with cost benchmark data to identify elements that are highly costed. And we can engage you with market specialists. As your QS, we're expected to be a jack of all trades, but we cannot be master of all. and we find significant benefits engaging with market specialists who know the latest developments about their products and their chosen field, and technologies that can make your building more efficient. In summary, value engineering is essential to our industry. It can provide increased value, lower costs, enhanced functionality. All of these will result in improved margins, and this is why value engineering should be embraced by us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Fernando. Very inspiring, and this is something I come across as well. Unrealistic budgets, I'm sure we all come across them. But it's good to come up with ideas to improve on value on projects, especially if you're incentivized to do that. We will